Well, 1, 2, and 3 were on PS1. 0, 4, and 5 were on PS2, and then so on the other consoles. 6 was a disaster, I heard. Yeah, these clips are just like ones that was going that that I made last night when I was playing the game. I played the game for a bit on multiplayer and I just loved it a lot. But yeah, I was playing with this one guy that invited me to a party. Nurse, if you're watching this, shout out to you. But yeah, I was playing with him because he invited me to a party chat while I was playing Persona 5, and I figured, you know what, why not? And he had Ace Combat 7, and I had Ace Combat 7, so we were like, multiplayer. But yeah, we were playing a lot of matches, and I got some pretty good trophies too. But I'm just gonna be putting in these clips and cutting them short a little bit on specific parts so that the video is not too long and that I can render it at 60 seconds or 60 minutes, which is an hour, so that I can just upload the damn thing and not have to worry about the rendering process. Because the rendering process takes a bit at times, but it's not too hectic. But as you can see, I just recorded these clips. But shout out to all the players that were in these clips. It was a great time playing with you guys. Um, Even though some of the time playing with all these random players was a little bit hectic, I'll admit I did have some fun though. Because don't get me wrong, the game's really fun. It's just that sometimes it can get a little bit hectic because you get lots of different turning angles that you have to do, and there's so many missiles to avoid, and it can get really hectic. But all around, it's a really fun game at the end. Damn, who won? Yeah, shout out to Wizard, Nurse, and Congialion Ka. Uh, it's probably the best as I can pronounce it, I guess. And shout out to Dangerous Kyle. He's someone that joined our matches with me and Nurse and all that later on, because he just joined the party. He's one of Nurse's friends and all that, but he's a great guy. I had some chats with him during these gameplay clips that I recorded. Um, Shout out to him. He's really good. He's a really good guy. Same thing with Nurse and everything. But yeah, these matches were really fun to play. I really enjoyed them a lot. And if you ever feel like you don't want to play campaign, but you still want to play Ace Combat, then you can go right into multiplayer if you want. It's just that you should note that it can be a little difficult sometimes if you don't have too many aircraft or specific parts or upgrade abilities and all that. But it's still a fun game to play in the end. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for the editing process. Well, for like editing the clips. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that the Ace Combat 7 review I did. But also hello whoever's watching. Let me join the stream on my phone because I can't even see the comments if there is any right now for the stream because for some reason it doesn't show them on my screen. I have to look at them on my phone for some reason. Even though it could show them on my screen, it just doesn't. So let me get to that real quick. Oh, hello, Brian. It's you. And that's good, Brian. A mini arena. Although it's free, but yeah, storage issues, yeah. But yeah, shout out to all these like different people that appear in these clips that I recorded for the gameplay and everything. Now I would add like different like soundtracks and all that to this during stream, but then again I don't want to get copyright if there is, because well, YouTube just likes to copyright everything or take down everything, demonetize everything. Yeah, Brian? Why don't you comment in the comment section, Brian, if you want to talk? You can just comment on my stream there. Well, Brian, what do you mean it takes too long? I mean, it takes too long to type on the PlayStation chat, so why don't you type in the YouTube stream? Why can't you do that? It's more quicker, to be honest. If you think about it, it's way more quicker. Mm, yeah, it kind of is, man. Unless they have the accessory to actually like type a little bit faster, where you have that keyboard accessory for the controller, then yeah, it can be faster. But technically, just typing in chat on your phone is a lot quicker. But still, man, you could type in the chat. You don't need to go to PlayStation messages. Plus, I can't even see them during stream because then it'll just block out the viewing on the stream, and then people won't be able to see anything. I haven't seen that movie, Ryan. I haven't seen it. Yeah, I can tell this mess. Yeah, I can tell this mess is gonna get ugly real fast. Best of luck to you. I just don't like using Sharefactory too much. Like, it's a great application and all to edit software and everything, but the problem is that you're limited in some aspects. You're limited to clip duration, which matters a lot if you want to upload let's say you want to upload a documentary and you don't want to do part after part, but then you have no choice but to at least do two different parts of the documentary that you want to do, and you want to do it on a specific game, and you have it on PS4, so you do a recording there, and then you bring those clips over to Sharefactory. You're limited to a project duration of 80 minutes. And if you think about it, that's not enough for a two-part documentary series, because if you do the first part, then it's only going to be up to 80 minutes. And if you're not finished with it, you'll have to do another project, which is going to be the second part of the documentary. And you won't really have enough minutes to put in. And then the whole thing that factors in is the fact that you can't have those 80 minutes. You can only have 60 minutes, which is an hour. So really, you're losing 40 minutes of recording on the documentary if you do it in Sharefactory. Because you're limited in that part, because you can only do the rendering process for 60 minutes. Well, that's the limit for the rendering process. It can go up to a 60-minute duration for the clip. And then once you have that clip at the 60-minute rendering process complete, then you can upload it. But the person has to note that they're losing 40 minutes. Not just for the first part, but for the second. In total, it's 40 minutes because you get 20 extra minutes for the stuff they had to cut out. And then that goes into the second part. Or it can be other stuff they had to cut out at first. And then stuff they can just put back in later on in a behind the scenes kind of thing. So really, your options are limited highly in this application when you're editing videos. Basically, you're losing different amounts of time when you edit different video clips on here in this software. All of those reasons I mentioned, well, mainly the whole documentary thing that I just mentioned, where if you wanted to make a documentary, you're only going to get about 2 hours in it. and 1 hour is going to be one part, and then the second hour is going to be a whole different part. And then you just get 40 minutes that you don't get to put in any of those parts. You have to put them in later on, because you can only render 60 minutes. But yeah, it's just a whole mess, because like, it's a great application and all, but here's the problem. You got the project duration limits, which can go up to 80 minutes, which is fine, but you don't get to have all those 80 minutes. You only get 60 minutes instead of 80. So that's one issue with the software. Two, you only have a clip limit of 50, which can also be a problem if you're creating a documentary series using Sharefactory. And then if you're using like those 50 clips that you want to put in, well, let's say you also want to add 50 more, but you can't. You have to put in a different part, and it just makes a whole hassle where you actually have to, like, I don't know, like you have to do another whole nother thing with using the software all over again, and you have to do the same thing just with different clips. It can just be a hassle when you have to re-edit some of the stuff and all that. And I just don't like Sharefactory because of some of those reasons I stated. Basically, you're just limited when you use Sharefactory. You're just limited to some options, like, yeah, these options that you have for like adding stuff in, like the transition, yeah, that's all your basic stuff. These are all your basic stuff. Thing is, you're limited in some aspects, which is fine. It's just that sometimes it can be a little bit bothersome. Because when I try to edit videos, I get a little annoyed, because in my Fatal Bullet review, I wanted to put in lots of different things for the review. But there are some things I had to leave out, because one, there's different duration limits that I was given in this software. And two, basically those limitations themselves, basically what I already stated. So really it's just difficult to edit using Sharefactory, because you're just given so many limitations that it's really hectic, and you'd rather not do these different like video projects using Sharefactory because of those limitations. But other than that, it's still a great application to use. But if you want to use like different themes for like the editing process and everything based on whatever game it is, sometimes that game won't have its own theme in Sharefactory, nor in a PlayStation Store to download it to Sharefactory, and then you'll just be left with a theme that you'll have to add in that's already there, that will be relevant enough to the actual game that you want to do a video on. And plus, the whole thing doesn't help, like, if you're using a video editing software in general, and you can put like different music, like genres or different songs that they have in there automatically. That does like give you the permission to actually use those different audio clips for the tracks and music and all that they already have, like Sharefactory here. But then someday YouTube could take that video down because it has those different those music tracks, even though they themselves allowed Sharefactory and all those other softwares to have their music tracks in there. And then if you upload it, you get targeted, even though you're also given that permission to use those tracks because they're in that software for you to use. So really, it's like a double-edged sword when you get down to it, because YouTube could demonetize you one day if you use those different music tracks. But I'm gonna take the risk, because I want to take the risk. Because I mean, I want to make videos. That's something I like doing. It's just that it can be a pain in the ass sometimes if you're not really given too many options and you're limited on some aspects. Oh, he is? Shit. I'll be honest though, some of these music tracks that are in Sharefactory that you can use, they suck ass, to be honest. They suck. Although some of them I do like, and most of them I'm not really interested in. Plus, all of them are just like the same genre, and you want like different genres, like in case you're doing a video project or like video gameplay or whatever for a specific game, and you want different music that fits with that game. You don't just want like a rock music or whatever. Because basically in Share Factory you mainly get rock music to put in your videos, which not everyone likes rock music, so yeah, kind of ruins the purpose. Hold up. Just testing different tracks to see if I repeated any or Damn you, Wisdom. I was about to get kanji. Actually, hold up. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. There we go. It's coming around smoothly. Hey. I swear though, this takes me back all the way to when I first did like Sharefactory, like when I first used it and like for like some of those Call of Duty Ghost clips that I made back then. Like my first video actually. That's where it takes me back to. Well, not my first video, but one of them. One of my first videos. Changes with all that. All that change. It's got all that changes with emulators. YouTube's still gonna demonetize this shit. No doubt. No doubt. And hello, person who tuned in. One moment.
If only I could turn back time.
Yo, DJ, put a nigga back.
I got stuck at the sweet. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or stream, I mean. Um, I just thought I'd go ahead and edit the clips and everything on the stream, just so you guys get a viewpoint of like how I edit my clips and everything. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, Wolf Dog out.